and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, feel free to contact me. Those of you who have properties to sell or looking for property to buy, you can also contact me. Now, you lend your friend and your family your hard-earned cash. You have an agreement with them and you cannot get it back. Feel free to contact us at 339-1670, 238-6716. That is 339-1670, 238-6716. I want to say a special good night to you viewers of Real Talk in Trinidad and Tobago, up the Caribbean and around the globe. Those of you that are on our page, Real Talk with Saieed Ali, like and share as we go live. Those of you on YouTube, subscribe to Real Talk, hit the bell and you would know when we go live. Now viewers, like and share our pages. The reason why I'm telling you that is because during the day we give you live update. Real Talk page give you live updates of what is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago on a daily basis. So like and share our page as we go live during the day. Now, I want to say a special good night to you viewers for making us the #1. This is where we bring you news in depth and we allow you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago and even outside nationals who are viewing worldwide, to call in and let us know what is going on in your country. Now that the COVID-19 is spreading worldwide, over 100 countries that have individuals have been contracted the COVID-19. It doesn't matter what country you're calling from. Once you could get through the Real Talk studios, our phone lines are 238-6716. Call in and let us know what is taking place in your area. Now viewers, this is a live calling program from Monday to Friday. Our rerun is the following day from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. We are live on Synergy TV from 7 to 8 p.m. Real Talk studio is on the Caroni number 14, Caroni Savannah Road in Shogunas. So viewers, as we start off tonight's program, feel free to call in. Our lines are open, 238-6716, and drop your comment. As we move on tonight, Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, TTPS, has confirmed that one of its officers have tested positive for the COVID-19 virus and is now being treated at the Cuba Hospital. In a media release, the TTPS said the officer has a recent travel history. According to the TTPS, the officer who is on vacation was granted permission to leave the country. He left for New York on February 26, 2020 and returned to Trinidad on March 18, 2020. He was met by a female friend who took him to his home. The officer complained of feeling unwell and was taken to see a doctor on March 19th. He returned home after he was treated, but later complained of body pain and was taken to the health facility in the area where he lives. He was attended to and taken by ambulance to the San Fernando General Hospital. Based on the findings of the hospital, the officer was transferred to the Cuba Hospital where he is being treated. The TTPS said he received confirmation from the Ministry of Health that he is tested positive for the COVID-19. His female friend checked into the Cora Hospital where she is tested and is awaiting result. The TTPS said the brother of the officer has now placed himself into self-quarantine after coming into contact with him. Now viewers, if you notice, they are taking steps. They are taking the precautionary steps before spreading the virus to others. They are following protocol. They observe certain things about themselves and they are taking the necessary step because they understand how important it is to be alive and to be healthy. The TTPS stated that at no time did the police officer return to the police station where he was last attached to. As he is still on vacation leave, Commissioner of Police, Mr. Gary Griffith, noted that the police officer never reported for duty or visit any police station since his return from New York. He said the officer went straight to the home from Piaco International Airport and remained there until he sought medical attention. Commissioner Griffith added that contrary to what is being circulated, the police officer never made contact with any other officers. Caller, good night.
Saeed. Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Yes, Saeed. In the United States of America, right?
Yes.
The President for the United States of America giving every individual money under this virus. Under the age of 18 is $500. Over the age of 18 is $1,000. Right? Everybody who working and who are working getting that money. So why are we only passing that money for certain people in Trinidad and who are working? We go up with them, they go down then.
Good question. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, the U.S. government is pumping trillions into their financial sector just to keep afloat of what is taking place in the U.S. And every day they are having meetings. They are in the White House, they're in Pentagon, they're having a media briefing. They're always keeping the citizens up to date on what they are doing. I have friends living in the U.S. They are some on vacation. But, you know, they are keeping me up to date with what is taking place in the U.S. As we move on tonight, ministry. As of this morning, there were 60 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Trinidad and Tobago. This confirmation came from the Minister of Health, Terence Dialsing. He said over 300 samples were sent for testing.
We have tested 370 samples. Of that, we have 60 positive tests.
Minister Dialsing said, of those 60 confirmed tests, 44 of the patients were those who were on board the cruise.
Therefore, it means that of that, we have very limited exposure to possible community spread at this point in time. We must put those 60 positive tests in context that the vast majority have come from one source, that is the cruise ship.
In its latest update this afternoon, the number remained at 60. So viewers, we are presently at 60. Now, every night since this virus hit Trinidad, I keep telling you all, pay attention to what is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago. Around the world, those of you who watch television or keep up to date via your phone, your Facebook, you know, your Twitter account, MSN account, whatever it be on social media, we see what is taking place in other countries. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
I have a concern. I am a parent of 2 university students.
Okay.
They are presently, one is Jamaica and one is in Barbados presently. Now, I heard the Prime Minister said previously, I think it was Sunday, that they were trying to get these students to come home to their families. I'm not hearing anything on that. So I'd like to know, what is the government have in place to bring in these UWI students from Barbados and Jamaica safely home to their families before these countries close off their border? I need to get some help with that. I'm a worried, concerned parent.
I understand. And thank you for highlighting your situation on Real Talk. Now, according to Stuart Young, the borders is closed off. And he said no amount of begging will cause him to open the border. That is what he said. So I am waiting to hear about more cases arising with individuals outside Trinidad wanting to come home. This is what I'm waiting to hear. Quarantine Act. A list of persons who returned to this country from abroad in the last 14 days would be sent to the police and the defense force. That's a list. This was announcement made by the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Roshan Parashram, this morning. He said this is to ensure that those individuals are heeding the call from the government to quarantine themselves.
They have already sent to me a listing of most of the persons that have come through the borders within the last 14 days. We have actually put that in an Excel format. That has gone from my office to the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service as well as the Defense Force. And under the Quarantine Act, the police service is actually actively monitoring all persons at this time. And if persons are found errant under the Quarantine Act, we will actually use the Quarantine Act to do three things. If needed, we will impose quarantine in a facility if it is required, whether it be a hospital or it be another facility of the government's choice. We will impose stricter quarantine if need be with police around the clock around your homes. Or we can impose fines, which are fines that we have said before, 6 months imprisonment if required, or $6,000 as the need be.
Chief Medical Officer insisted that persons who do not abide by the law will feel the full force of the Quarantine Act.
We are pleading, but we are in the process of actually ramping up our monitoring via the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and the Defense Force to ensure that the persons stay at home. So I think we are at the tipping point, and we would have seen recent examples in the press that would have shown how irresponsible some of us are being. If we do not abide by the Quarantine Act, we will have no choice but to use the full force of the law to get persons to stay at home.
Now, viewers, remember about 2 nights back. Now, before the 2 nights, before COVID-19 hit Trinidad and Tobago, when you all used to hear me saying Jamaica was on red alert, Jamaica was on red alert. You all heard me saying that for days on my show, and I started to say, if one case should hit Trinidad and Tobago, what would happen? I ran with that for almost 2 weeks. Boom! It started to hit Trinidad and Tobago. Today we are up to 60. Remember about a night or Sunday last week, Thursday, Friday, I started to talk about, come back to me guys, I started to talk about if one person should die in Trinidad and Tobago, what would happen? Remember that? Jamaica went in red alert, I told you all that. For almost 2 weeks I ran, if one case should reach in Trinidad, what would happen? 2 or 3 nights back, I started to talk. And I started to raise the issue. If one death should occur in Trinidad and Tobago, what would happen? Listen to this. Breaking news. Kamala Prasad Bisesa announced first all right. Reports are thus far, this country has recorded its first death as a result of COVID-19. Opposition leader Kamala Prasad Bisesa has said that a patient who tested positive for coronavirus, COVID-19, has died at the Cuba hospital. She made this announcement in a media release, which she has called for a lockdown of the country for 14 days. Now, viewers, this afternoon, this afternoon, I messaged someone high up in the medical fraternity in Trinidad and Tobago. And I asked them, because somebody, I won't say who, somebody sent me a message. Saeed, we have a death in Cuba with certain information. So I told that person, I said, hey, before I bring this on television, I need to hear. I want to find out if there is a confirmation to this. So the UNC administration, led by the former minister, Kamala Prasad-Bissessar, announced this afternoon. She told reporters she was able to confirm the death but did not give further details. Reports also stated that this was also confirmed by a senior member of the Regional Health Authority. Health Minister Terence Dayal Singh and Chief Medical Officer Dr. Roshan Parashram are yet to confirm the report. Since about 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock this afternoon, I found out about this. I found out about this. And I told my source, I am waiting for confirmation. And I sent a message to someone right up in the health authority and said, hey, I need confirmation of a death in Cuba. About 10 seconds after the message, yes, Saeed, confirmed. Related to COVID-19. So now, what are we, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, going to do now? What is the next step? You see, this turned my whole show, because I was waiting for a second confirmation. And a just came in. A just came in. So what are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? I was saying that before COVID-19 hit Trinidad, I started to talk about it. The Parliament didn't take heed. We don't see it fit to discuss. Now somebody lose a member of their family. I wonder if the speaker now in the house see it fit to discuss. Now all are rushing to put things in place. All are rushing now. I was talking about it weeks before it happened. Let me tell you something. When you hear power get into your head, it's a serious thing, You will do anything to hold on to power, You will do anything, So know that a death is confirmed. The individual who sent it to me, somebody high up on top in the Ministry of Health, yes, I did confirm, related to COVID-19. And I got all the information. All the information. But I was waiting for the 4 p.m. broadcast that the Ministry of Health was going to bring out. I was waiting for it. But they did not have any. That is why Real Talk put up a post. Breaking news coming soon. For those of you on the page, would see it. So it is the first confirmed COVID-19 death, and it took place at the Cuba Hospital. We have a little video, but look at. Thank you, Navin. Look at. I tell, since earlier today, around 2-3 o'clock we got it. But I was waiting for the minister to bring out their 4 p.m. Ministry of Health COVID-19 update. And I was waiting to see if they was going to talk about it. I don't just come out on my platform just want to talk, blah, 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 blah. No. No. So what we're going to do now, Trinidad and Tobago? Eh? Let's say something now. Call a good night.
Saieed, pleasant good night. Saieed, last week on Belgrove death announcement, there was a man that passed away from this same virus.
All right, hold on there, family. Hold on there. Now, I don't want you to call nobody name, and people will say it was broadcast on Real Talk. I hope that what you're confirming is the correct thing.
Yes, it was on TV.
Because I dropped in a disclaimer one time.
Yeah, it was on television.
Thank you. You see?
And secondly, I want to know what the funeral homes are doing about the people that pick up these people. They have no coverall, nothing to protect them, and they have to come home to their families as well. What the funeral home owners are doing to protect their work side, this is also very important.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is important. Now, the ball game just changed in Trinidad and Tobago coming to COVID-19. I did say it. I did ask you all that. What would happen if one individual died? Real Talk is about real talk. All forget Real Talk host is not just a normal host on TV, you know. It's not just a normal host. I gave you all warnings almost 2 weeks before it hit Trinidad. A couple days back, I asked her if one death should hit Trinidad. Look what happened this evening. Look what happened this evening. I think it's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday last week. I talk about it. If one death should hit Trinidad, look what happened today. Look what happened today. Call a good night.
I think those doctors they're having on those panels doing those interviews, they are just working according to the PNM, because what they start off saying is that the person who was worse off is recovering and it's going good and they might be expected to come out and so on. So the information, they look like they are hiding information now. Are looking like you're not getting the right stuff coming out. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, my friend. One thing I could tell viewers of Real Talk is that nothing ain't hiding. Everything you have under the carpet, are pulling it out. As long as it is concerning the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, are pulling it out and are putting it on top. And not one individual in Trinidad. I do business how big you is, I do business how small you is. You ain't burning these skin. And you ain't interfering with my family. You see, the last time I tried to interfere with my 11-year-old son, what happened? I am not apologizing to nobody. I decide to launch my program. My family supports me for the right thing. I am a Muslim. I am standing for the right thing. Who vex loss? Who vex loss? Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
Yes, I want to talk. I'd like to talk to Mr. Ali about what he's speaking on this.
Go right ahead. You're live on TV.
Yes. Hello, good night.
Good night.
You know, why are you getting politics involved in this COVID virus business?
No. I want you to understand something.
If the UNC, I tell you something. If the UNC was in power.
He there?
If the UNC, listen, let me tell you something, Mr. Ali. I'm watching you. If the UNC was in power, everyone in TNT would be there today. Everyone, because.
You there or you gone? You gone? I give you your time to talk. Me ain't cut you. I ain't cut you. We have a hospital in Cuba. Who opened it? Schools built in Trinidad, 95% complete. 4 years to do 5% work? You tell me. You call me to ask me something. So I am asking to you now. What do you think we should do in Trinidad and Tobago now? What do you think we should do? I am not putting UNC or PNM. Like I said, when I started to talk about COVID-19 coming to Trinidad, what is the government have in place to deal with it? Speaker turned down motions after motions after motions. She ain't seen fit. She ain't seen fit until we reach 60 cases. 60 cases. This afternoon, one died. So what you now as that individual looking forward for? Because while you sitting now on your home and calling to my program and criticizing me about party, I am not about party. I am not affiliated with no party. I am not funded by no party. So don't tell Saieed Ali about if the UNC was here, well, what? They're not here. When they were in power, we saw, not only me, local and regional saw what the UNC did in Trinidad and Tobago. You yourself saw that. Now we have the PNM administration into power, you together with the world seeing what they're doing. So don't call Real Talk to condemn me. I am bringing the facts to you. And some of the legislations and the laws and bills that I get pushed for and passed is to help you and all, and your whole family. So don't want to call my program to tell me about UNC and ANR and PNM. No. No. I am not affiliated with no party and none sponsor me. You know why I could say that? Because I just dig into my own pocket and fund my program and my staff and have things going. And you know what? I am proud of it. Because nobody can zip this mouth and say you can't talk about this and you can't talk. Watch me talk about it. So as we move on tonight, details on the salary relief grants will be finalized by next Monday. This is according to a media release from the Ministry of Finance. It said, in light of the COVID-19 surroundings, possibly temporary unemployment during the COVID-19 pandemic, the government wishes to assure the public that it is currently in the process of implementing a temporary salary relief grant up to $1,500 for a period of up to 3 months. The PNM stated, the ministry stated, after this date, qualifying members of the public will be able to apply through the designated office, and the processing of application will run its natural courses. At the media briefing on Monday, Finance Minister Colin Imbut announced the government has created a special $400 million temporary unemployment grant for the people who may be affected by the impact of COVID-19's precaution on the economy. People who have been temporarily unemployed or displaced as a result of the pandemic will be eligible for a grant up to $1,500 a month for 3 months in the first instance. The grant will be administered through the National Insurance Board, that is the NIB, because it already has a database on all persons in the PAYE tax system. So it is good to see that they are taking steps. Let me tell you a little something. You see this evening? COVID-19 in Trinidad take a whole different turn. You know when you have a steering wheel and make a turn? It made a whole new different turn this afternoon because of that one death. when Saieed was talking, what they have in place, I do not see it fit to have a discussion. If one case should hit Trinidad and Tobago, what would we do? I do not see it fit to have that discussion. Now we have a death. I wonder if I see it fit now to have a discussion concerning the death now of COVID-19 in Trinidad and Tobago, as we are seeing it happening around the world. So I'm waiting now. I'm waiting now for the broadcast tomorrow. I know that was in Parliament today, you know. I know that. National Security Minister Stuart Young has announced, once again, defending the government decision to close off our borders to everyone. This has been growing concerns over nationals are waiting to return home despite our borders being closed. Government is also coming under heavy criticism for its refusal to allow those nationals back into the country.
The cases are all imported cases. Persons returning to Trinidad and Tobago, especially through international airports, present those risks to us. And that is what we are now seeing manifesting themselves around Trinidad and Tobago. So far, all of our exposure has been from people returning from abroad.
Minister Young addressed the issue of those nationals who are stranded in Suriname.
There is some misinformation being carried out there, particularly on social media, with respect to the persons who are in Suriname. On Saturday, I, as the Minister of National Security, gave very clear instructions very early in the morning on Saturday night and very early in the morning at 3 o'clock in the morning on Sunday to Suriname Airways that they could bring our nationals home because we had not yet locked our borders. Suriname Airways was unable to carry their flight on Sunday before we closed our borders because they could not get a crew to fly their plane. So the suggestion that the government of Trinidad and Tobago somehow prevented it is completely untrue.
All right, so since you stated that now, are you still giving them the okay if they get a crew to bring the citizens back to Trinidad? If the crew was the problem in Suriname, let's say that the government decide to mandate pilots to pilot their plane from Suriname to Trinidad, would you give them the okay to open the borders? Huh? That is what you call real talk. That is what you call real talk. Now listen to this. National Security Minister also addressed concerns of our nationals who are in Barbados.
If those persons, after their quarantine period in Barbados, do not present any symptoms of COVID-19, the coronavirus, and they make their way to Trinidad, they will be put into quarantine by the state. We need to keep our border closed and to continue to protect all of you, the population who are now within our borders here in Trinidad and Tobago.
How you call that, viewers? That is performance from Real Talk. Bring them home. So listen this. If they do find their way to Trinidad and Tobago and they do not show vital signs of COVID-19, the state will put them into quarantine. Am I right, Director? Correct. And that is what you all just heard. You can play the clip one more time?
If those persons, after their quarantine period in Barbados, do not present any symptoms of COVID-19, the coronavirus, and they make their way to Trinidad, they will be put into quarantine by the state. We need to keep our border closed and to continue to protect all of you, the population who are now within our borders here in Trinidad and Tobago.
So, uncle, you want to call and criticize me? You see what the minister say? You want to know who's Saieed Ali? Keep watching Real Talk. And you will see production. That is what you call production. I want to thank the Minister of National Security now on public television for putting a different swing on it now so that they could come home. How you call that? That is what you call Real Talk. And when they're talking about mashup, that is mashup. That is performance. Who does it? So, to those in Barbados, I know Barbados is locked on. I know that. So, to Barbados, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago in Barbados, you have 14 days. You have 14 days. Quarantine yourself. After that, I can see how best I could push to see if the Minister of National Security could get a plane now to go to Barbados to bring you all safe into Trinidad and Tobago. Because don't tell me you only want a citizen when every 5 years reach, you know. No. Let me tell you something. If you have 50-50, 50 UNC, 50 PNM, or more or less that the ruling parties, UNC, PNM. So if you have 50 hands on the side and 50 hands on the side, and one vote would cause either party to win, and one vote could be a person in Barbados, it could be a person in Suriname, it could be a person in Margarita. One Trinidadian. Because one vote will put you on top. So now let's see. Why are they been mashing up like that? Is to get things done. I tell you I'm moving with something and if I let's see it, I'll go like it, you know. That is what you call performance. And I want to publicly thank the Minister of Health, not Health, National Security, for making that statement. So I could safely tell the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago that I in Barbados, I'll hold on, I'll coming home. I'll coming home. Hold on. Stay here 14 days. Make sure you're safe. Because the AG for Barbados slammed Trinidad and Tobago, you know. Slammed Trinidad and Tobago, you know. So just have a little patience, hold on. I go talk my talk, I go light my light, I go say my prayers, and we go dingle. Yeah? Hold on. So hear this now, eh? We have a call. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night. I'm calling to tell you how good your job, how wonderful your job is, and it is news before the news. Keep up the good job.
It's news in depth, family. Thank you so much. That's what they call mashup. And there's want to know who funded Saieed? Let me tell you something. It's the Almighty God that funded Saieed. It's the Almighty God. Huh? The new crew. Hey, hear this. Before I go further. Tonight, I want to big up Navin. He's my audio and edit guy. I want to big up Shane. He's my director, the producer. He's the man that's put my show together. I want to big up Nicole tonight, who does make sure my facts straight. And I also want to big up Sarah. She does make sure everything worded out properly. So that is my crew. It have others, you know, but you know, they want me call a name now, you know what I mean? You know, that kind of shame because the name being on TV. But nevertheless, this crew, they are glad that they have affiliated themselves with Real Talk. Now, I will tell you something. I am so happy that God blessed me with a wonderful crew. I could tell you that. They have a passion for what they are doing, and I have a passion for what I am doing. That's why I just tell people, When you want to interfere with me, not a problem. I open the door, come in. If you come to shoot me, when you come to shoot me, make sure you can pull the trigger. If not, run. Because your life depends on it. Yes, run. Now, as we move on, the Minister of Social Development, Camille Robinson Regis, as I always get her name wrong, you know. Excuse me, my dear, is urging citizens to refrain from crowding the office of the Ministry of Social Development at this time. Now, listen to this, Mr. Robinson Regis. I understand where you're coming from. But keep in mind, the citizens don't know how many people will be at that office. So you cannot blame the people. They just want to make sure that their name is inside, their form inside, to get whatever grant that they need. You do not know, I do not know, how many people would make themselves available. You see, we cannot get up in the morning and say, I wonder how much people could have down there, boy. 10,000 people thinking the same thing you're thinking. So yes, we will try our best to refrain, but somebody might say, I wonder if I might be the 5th or 6th person when they go down there. They have about 60 people in front of them, 70 people in front of them. So they're just in a panic mood. They just want to make sure that their forms is inside and they want to get done. Whatever documents they have to get, they want to make sure and have it. So what they should do is hire extra staff. Hire extra staff. I understand the spread of the COVID-19. We understand that. But many people are losing their jobs. Small business, medium business are closing down. And these people are on the breadline. Now, I'm going to tell you something. The minister's telling the rent owners to defer their payment. Now, the minister might, the landlord might be owing the bank. The bank now, some banks come and place a 3 months or 6 months deferral on payment, but yet they have to come out and say how this plan is going to come into effect. They need to come out and say, well, okay, you fall under this bracket, you fall under that bracket, you fall under that bracket. Because keep in mind, month end coming up. Month end coming up in just a couple days. There are loans to be paid, house, land, car, education, all sorts of things. Tenants want their rent. So it's not just as they talk about it, it will fall into effect. They had to follow a protocol. Persons have been flocking the office of the Ministry of Social Development following the announcement of several grants to assist temporary unemployed persons in the light of COVID-19. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Thanks for your platform on Real Talk. We could express ourselves. You're doing a great job. I just wanted a little clarification on something. We could probably ask and get it from the ministers, whoever. These people who are in Barbados and Margarita and maybe Suriname or wherever, I know if you go on vacation, right, and you want to spend your last set of money, and you have to come back up, and you have to stay 14 days, are they being facilitated or helped in finances? I don't know if there's any clarification on that, sir.
Well, in Barbados, I think the AG came out and said they will keep them. But I gotta tell you something. In Suriname and in Margarita, it's different. Take part telling earlier, it's different. Now, a good friend of mine, I will just call him as Shiva. He had contacts in Margarita. And from Sunday, I think Saturday, Sunday, over the weekend going there, he contacted me. And we were putting some things in place for the families of the individual who was stranded in Margarita. My friend Shiva made contact with his people across there. And we were asking them to finance these people that are stranded in Margarita. When he made his contacts, They talked, they did what they had to do, they discussed whatever they had to discuss, and Shiva got back to me and said, Saeed, everything in place. The people that we knew across there, know in Margarita, they would fund these people that are in Margarita and cannot come home. Because we had a discussion on how people from Margarita operate concerning business-wise. So he was asking me to make a public announcement on my show, the individuals, their family, who is in Trinidad and have their family in Margarita that are stranded, to get in touch with me. To get in touch with me. Because Shiva and I have put things in place in Margarita for the Trini who have been stranded there and can't come home. Our sources in Margarita, all we want is their name and where they are staying. We would pass it on to our sources in Margarita, and they would locate them in Margarita, and they would let them know that we are doing everything on their behalf. Our sources in Margarita would fund them their stay until everything is over. All the family in Trinidad have to do is to give us the money to give them back in Margarita. So all that was confirmed, I think was yesterday or today, between me and Shiva and the individuals in Margarita. I did not say anything about it last night because it slipped my mind. But as we're talking about them overseas now, and remember the people from Margarita, it was confirmed. So the family of the individuals in Margarita, would you get in touch with me? 339-1670 or 238-6716 and make some arrangement to come and see me. And I will contact Shiva tomorrow with their names and address, and we will pass it on to our sources in Margarita and see how best things could work out. So as we're moving on now, we're staying on the ministry. The minister said, while she understands the concern of the citizen, it is not safe for them to gather in large numbers outside the office.
To take this opportunity to indicate that we empathize with those persons who have lost their jobs or who are now in a very confused state because they are not sure exactly what to do or where to go. And I realize that that is why people have been crowding the offices of the social welfare and also the NIB and several other offices. We understand what you're feeling, but we will not get through this together if you crowd the offices.
Like I said, I don't know how many people would be there. Neither the minister. An individual could get up in the morning and say, I am going down to the ministry. You want 100 people will have the same thought. Because food on the table, rent being paid. Let me tell you something, getting kicked out is a serious thing, you know. With no roof over your head, no food on your table, your wife and children behind you is a serious thing, you know. So that is why Shiva and I took up this initiative to get in contact with our sources in Margarita to see how best we could deal with it. Because what I just said, getting kicked out, if you have no money in a foreign land, where you ending up? On the road. On the road. Especially if it's husband and wife and children going on a vacation, well, that is it. Everybody on the road. The minister said, at present, the ministry is putting customer service representative in places to deal with workers who are experiencing difficulties due to COVID-19.
Let me make the point that the persons that we are dealing with specifically at this time are those persons who may have been retrenched, terminated, or got a reduction in their salary because of the current circumstances. And I mean circumstances that may have begun from March 1st.
Now, I want to thank the minister publicly for putting things in place as fast as they could. the minister explains who those persons were.
We are talking about persons who may have worked at a bar, either licensed or unlicensed, and are not now working because that bar is closed. Persons who were working in a club, and that club has been closed. You are the person we're talking to. Person who worked at a theater, persons who worked at a cinema, persons who worked at a gaming house or betting office. Those are the persons that we're talking to, persons who may have been working in a restaurant that is now closed, and so you are no longer employed, or you may be getting a reduced salary.
Now, just a quick question. So these people who are working in bars and betting house and restaurant and thing, do they have to walk with some proof that they were working there? Or they will just walk up to the counter and say, well, I got laid off, I'm working, I used to work at so-and-so bar. Do they need some sort of job letter or something from the management stating that they were working there? Now, any and everybody would go down there, seeing that is a grant. And some would say, well, you know, I used to work here and I used to work there and I got laid off. But what proof do you have that you used to work there? So I think the minister needs to do a little more clarification coming to these things. A job letter or something from the previous employment would be reasonable. Now, switching from everything. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Ali, we must thank you very much for this #1 show, Real Talk, for educating the people of Trinidad and Tobago. You know, if it wasn't for you, we never know most of the things which taking place with this virus in Trinidad. This government, all of them is lie. If you watch on all of them talking to MacL, they are liars. Thank you very much, Mr. Ali.
Thank you, my friend. Now, 5 minutes before our show ends tonight, viewers, a rerun of this program is at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Remember, follow our page. We give you updates during the day. Those of you that don't know about it, please, I am telling you, like and share the page. Just a little incident that happened this afternoon at the San Fernando General Hospital. There was a face-off between members of the media and security guard at the San Fernando General Hospital earlier today. A video circulating on social media shows that officers pushing away media personnel and their cameras as they sought to get photos and videos outside the hospital. Now, I will tell you something. Guys, you have the video? Run the video if you could. Now, listen to this, viewers. Now, viewers, the media have a part to play. And I will tell you something. I am part of the media. Real Talk is registered. So I am part of media. My team, every member of my team have a badge. They have a badge so that when they go to government office or hospitals or schools, you know, in case the security ask, where are you from? They would produce their badge. We are from Real Talk Production. Okay, we've heard about it. What you all need? Well, we just want to get a photo of the building. That's all we need. And what I understand is that I would defend media, you know, because I'm in the media. Now, there were actions taken by some security guards there. And I find it very, very disturbing. Because I will tell you something. If anything happens to any company, or any government office, or any individual, the first thing you're doing is running to a media house because you want it out there. Whether you be the private sector or the government sector, you want it out there. Show the abuse of the individual, the guard, hitting the camera. Now, this is so sad to know that a security officer would be using a baton to hit a camera that belongs to a reporter. It is so sad. It's sad, it's real sad. You guys getting it? Let me tell you something. The incident is posted on the Real Talk page. But I gotta tell you something. No security guard in Trinidad and Tobago, for those of you who have seen the video, and taking advantage of my team, you know. None of them ain't taking advantage of my cameraman or reporter out there in the field, you know. Because every single thing that happened to you, whether you're big or you're small, you want it on the media for people to know. Now the incident is being investigated. It is being investigated. The San Fernando General Hospital, those in authority, I think they came out and apologized. They were sorry what took place. The police is doing an investigating in it. You see, even the police wants the media. The ministers want the media. The business sector wants the media. The security guards, when you're not getting paid, where you going? Where you going on Facebook and say you ain't get paid? No, you're going straight to the media house to let them know, well, hey, we from so-and-so company and we ain't getting paid. But you want to take advantage. Let me tell you something. Having a little bit of common sense in your head will get you a long way, you know. Viewers, we are out of time for tonight. Our rerun of this program is at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. God's Spare Live. I will be back with you tomorrow night on another live episode of Real Talk. Be safe, protect yourself, stand guard at everything you do. Viewers, be safe. Enjoy the night until we meet again. Good night.